Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exclusive episode of Sheen Talk. I'm your host today, Laura Miller, with the Kevin Ross of Two Guard Media, not to be confused with R&B Kevin Ross, but also Kevin Ross's counter R&B Kevin Ross also. But
not to be confused with the R&B Kevin Ross, the pastor in my hometown of Sacramento, Kevin Ross, the Kevin Ross who has a magazine in Atlanta, and whatever other Kevin Ross is out there.
Who know you had so many cousins? Did you know? I didn't.
I didn't know. What I do know is they're not sending me no money. That's what I know.
Yeah, well, you know. The thing with those Rosses and financial disputes, right? It's crazy.
That's right. And we all need to go back to our ancestor Betsy Ross. I'm sure she has something to do with some of this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, see, we're going to learn today. Okay. So, but we're going to get into today. And as you can see by my Sheen hoodie, it is not warm where I am right now. I am in the lovely and coolest third largest city in America, Chicago. And we are discussing Chicago Fashion Week this week, which actually starts today. So, Kevin, can you tell us your role in the Fashion Week and how you got into this program or this event?
Absolutely. So my company is called Two Guard Media, which is a branch of a larger company I started back in 2008 called the Two Guard Group, a multi-tiered marketing, promotion, and brand management company. We do everything from represent authors and independent artists. We work with major artists on events. We also do branding, brand management, et cetera, but we also love our events platform. So we do the big show out here called the Silver Room Block Party. We've worked with Lollapalooza before, Chicago Blues Fest. But one of my favorites is the one that we're here to talk about today, and that's Chicago Fashion Week. Chicago Fashion Week was really started by a man named Tony Long. Mm-hmm. He didn't start Chicago Fashion Week itself, but he took over the platform. Originally, the city of Chicago had something called the Fashion Initiative, right? Mm-hmm. So they started it to be able to show the whole world that they could handle a big event, i.e. the Olympics. So it was an audition for the Olympics. Well, when they did not get the Olympics, they dropped the entire platform flat. The next year there was zero, no beauty and fashion, no shows, nothing. So Tony Long, who is the CEO and owner of a company, a fashion company called Fashion Bar Chicago, basically started doing the shows himself out of his own pocket. He started taking the platform, and he also has a part of the platform where he teaches modeling classes. He teaches sewing classes. I mean, he's really trying to advance the cause of fashion in Chicago, return it to being a global fashion destination. So there's an ecosystem that needs to be in place when you do that. Once someone is educated or gets their degree, it'd be great if they could stay in Chicago, right? It'd be great if they could get a job here, if they could open a boutique here. If we were seen in that light and other people could come here, then the way they go to New York and the way they go to Paris and they go to other places. So I originally started with him just providing some of my clients who were music artists, as I've always been a big rock the runway guy. I always thought that music and fashion were actual cousins. Yeah. Early in my career, I started my career in the 90s. I was working for people like Russell Simmons and Sean Puffy Combs, and music and fashion went together. It was all culture. So I learned from Puffy how to really take an artist and dress an artist like a Mary J. Blige or a Jodeci. I watched him put them together, not just the music, but the clothing, the backwards baseball caps, Mary J. in a baseball jersey, and combat boots. So I've always thought that music and fashion, that's just the way I was taught, is that it goes together. So I started providing artists for Tony's shows. And as I went along and I listened to him talk, I said, he sounds like I do about the music industry in Chicago. I believe people say there's not an industry here. There's just not a structure here. It's not that the talent's not here. It's not that the potential's not here. It's just that the structure is not here. And then the trust factor between all of those elements. That's what's missing in Chicago. They like to say we're the hater market. That's not true. We're just afraid to work together.
I've had so many experiences where I did not feel like we were the hater market. Chicago is an extremely welcoming place for artists. We have type of artist here. It's just like you said, the marketability is not there. It's just having the time and cohesiveness to actually stay within this platform or stay within this location instead of
Correct.
venturing out to New York or venturing out to Atlanta or LA.
Right.
Doesn't really suit a lot of people, but our market is changing as it relates to film, as it relates to music.
That's
Music
right.
is the slowest.
Growing.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. 100%. And then I think also one of the things is that we have to learn to trust each other. Like trust that if I work with you, it's to both of our benefit. If you work with me, we're going to get more done together. There's an African proverb that says one stick can be broken, 10 sticks can't, and they stay together. And so that's kind of what I've seen. And I'm originally from California. I'm a Sacramento, I'm a country boy, country kid in the big city. But when I got here, I fell in love with the culture of Chicago. I fell in love with the Blackness of Chicago, the history, Harold Washington. I never heard about Harold Washington in school when I was in California. I never heard about, I'm starting a clothing line. And one of the things that I'm doing, it's called Jean Baptiste, after Jean-Baptiste du Sable. I never knew about Jean-Baptiste du Sable, and I never learned about him in school where I was. So I love Chicago for those elements. And fashion is part of that. Chicago has always been a fashion leader, whether it was Al Capone or whoever, always dressed sharp, always looked good. So I think that we can do that again here. There just needs to be a cohesive effort where the media is involved, our shops and our buyers here, some of the bigger stores are involved, our colleges are involved, our fashion schools are involved, and then it can work. So that's kind of how I got involved. I listened to Tony talk and he knew all of this, and I'm like, wow, I want to be part of that. So he asked me to sit on the steering committee a few years ago, and so now I'm actually a partner. So
nice. Congratulations for that. And
thank you.
For those of you that don't know, here's the thing, like Columbia College has birthed a lot of your favorite people. We're talking about Common, we're talking about Lena Waithe, we're talking about DA got that dope on the beats. How do I know these people? Because I went to high school with them.
There we go.
But I mean, there's a lot of people that came out of Chicago that are really like making their way. And like Kevin said, that cultural aspect of the city is something that I think that most people don't expect because of the narrative that is conveyed as it relates to Chicago. We cover all the bases here. And with that coverage, Kevin, you guys, I was able to actually go to the designer preview last week, and it was amazing.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
we saw, and correct me if I remember, it was about 20 designer looks from each, or 20 designers total. And then we saw one look per designer, or a multiple, depending on like if they were doing menswear or for women. In proximity, it was really nice. It was in the Water Tower Place, which is at the apex of
world fashion shopping destination, Water Tower.
I mean, the Water Tower Place, and if you guys don't know about Chicago history, go look it up. The Water Tower is a big deal. Right next to the Water Tower Place is the actual water tower that survived the Chicago fire. Okay,
the Great Chicago Fire. That's correct.
It's a serious place to be. Like honestly, it's at the apex of everything you could possibly have as far as an avid shopper. Let's just say that it's the perfect place.
Yes, absolutely. So, and rumor has it that Oprah used to live their condominiums above once you get to the 6th floor. And rumor had it that Oprah lived in one of the top condominiums at the top of the building.
I wouldn't be surprised because I know she had a lot of her guests at the Omni, which is right around the corner. So surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys. Also, that's where the Waldorf is. That's where the Intercontinental and all the fancy hotels are. That's in the area.
Right next to it. In fact, one is right next to it.
You come down to Chicago, we'll tell you all about these places. Don't worry about it. They're easy to find. They're really easy to find. But tell me about the types of shows you expect to have starting today. So I know there's this show this week is going to run from today to Sunday. Is that correct?
Correct. We're running we're actually running 6 shows, 6 different shows. The only day we don't have a show is Wednesday. So tonight starts the business wear show. And that is curated by Petra Purova, who is from Poland. And she's amazing. She takes, her stuff is almost retro. So she's got a little retro Parisian look. You may even
Oh,
get a pillbox hat on a couple of models.
yeah.
Petra's amazing. She also happens to be Tony's assistant. So
Mm,
this is her first showing of her own line. Tomorrow is what we call the student show, the emerging student show. That's where we give young people an opportunity to showcase their brands. I'm proud to say one of the reasons that I decided also to be part of Chicago Fashion Week is to make sure that people of color got the same opportunities that other people have in this business. Historically, fashion has always followed and copied Black culture, but not included us. So
mhm.
when I got in, it was to include vendors. It was to include that model she's working at Walmart, but she doesn't know where to get started. That
Yeah.
young man who's in his garage printing T-shirts and designing T-shirts, but he doesn't know where to get started. I have
Hmm.
one of those people, a couple of those people, and one young man is showing tomorrow in the student show. He's only 16 years old, and I'm so proud of him. He's from the west side of Chicago, and he was accepted to show tomorrow. So that's another one of the reasons we're here, is to do that. Thursday is the only transgender show in the Midwest, period, and probably in the United States that's part of any fashion week.
Hmm.
So what I tell people is, it doesn't matter what you believe personally. We all are living here together. What this
Yeah.
person's choice is their choice. It may not be my choice. You know, I'm heterosexual. I love women. That's my choice. But whoever else, that's their choice. And they
Hmm.
should be allowed to live how they want to live without living in fear. So we've created a number of platforms. That show is on Sunday.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, that show is on Thursday. Friday, we have Ready to Wear. A Ready to Wear show is amazing. That's just about anything. And then Saturday, I'm hosting. I'm excited about that. That's the Urban Wear and the Streetwear show. And
That's
I'm
a
going to
show
put
I'm
on a
gonna be
show.
at for sure. I'm gonna be
That's
at
the
that.
show you're going to be at for sure. I'm coming
Yeah,
out. I'm
yes,
coming
y'all
out
know
to,
me. Y'all know me. I will fit it down. I got on some sweatpants and a hoodie right now in full face.
man,
Okay.
y'all ain't seen her when she put on the leather. You're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in
I
trouble.
do I do a lot of leather. I noticed that I've been wearing a lot of
Well, shoot, when it gets cold, what else is there to wear around here?
I
Shoot, I
mean,
broke out
yeah,
my
I
leather
do.
jacket this weekend. But
That's true.
yeah, so Saturday night is Urban and Ready to Wear. I've got an exciting performer. She's a Columbia College graduate. Her name is T-Star Verse. Uh, she's gonna blow the roof off. I'm coming in there with some great catering from 14 Parish Restaurant. I've got Star Beer as a sponsor. I've got Vin 312, which is an urban winery right here in the city. The wine
Yeah.
is made and produced right here in Chicago. Very excited. And Sunday is going to be even more incredible. We've got the Southeast Asian show, which is going to highlight Eastern and Southeast Asian looks. So you're going to have some East Indian looks. They've got East Indian performers and dancers, and
So yeah, I definitely have to go Saturday and Sunday. It's sounding
you
like
got
for
to
sure.
be there. Like it's like one that you can't. It's like Harold's Chicken without the mild sauce. You can't do one without the other. So you got
It's
to
true.
do both days.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we have on that same day Suzette Opara. She's a Nigerian designer here in Chicago. The 828 collection. She's incredible. She just showed, both of these designers, by the way, just showed in New York Fashion Week.
I
So
love
very
that.
excited to have both of them. So that kind of rounds out the week.
Yeah. So if you guys are jealous already, I mean, I understand. But
But you can get a ticket and not be jealous.
I was gonna say, but if you're in Chicago or if you're near the area, like even like, come on, let's consider like if you live in the Midwest, odds are you're not gonna have a fashion show in the D like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So it's
right,
important
right.
for us to support each other, especially Midwest people. St. Louis, if you're in St. Louis,
Yeah,
Detroit, if you're in
right.
Ohio, come up here or down here, depending on
Come down or come to the side if you're in
come near us
Milwaukee.
and
Come
here.
south.
So,
If you're in Detroit, come, what is it? South, I think it is. I
yeah,
think
it's
that's south.
southeast. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
come southeast. Uh-huh.
yeah. And
So
I got
come
to give a
come
shout out
check
to,
it out.
I got to also give a shout out to those markets though.
Yeah.
Milwaukee has a Milwaukee Fashion Week. I got to give a shout out. And Detroit also has some incredible designers. I've been reaching out to them, asking them to come to Chicago and we'd love to host them. Detroit has some really talented designers and models as well.
Oh yeah, Detroit is so nice. Like I'm not no shade. I've had wonderful time in Detroit. Every time I go, everybody's delightful. They have excellent food. It's the nicest group of people. Like they're so nice. Have you noticed?
Incredible.
Yeah.
I'm a big Greek town guy. I stay at the Athenaeum Hotel when I'm in Detroit. That's one of my favorite places as well. Of course, that was the birthplace of Motown Records, my favorite record label of all time.
Exactly.
So I have a real love for Detroit. So I got to shout out both of those markets because I've noticed they have some great models in Milwaukee, great designers in Milwaukee and Detroit.
So you guys will definitely see me on the South Asian show and the Urban Streetwear show, for sure. But can you tell us about that eco-friendly show? Because that one sounds like a point of interest also.
So eco-friendly is so important because right now we're dealing with a bordering on an ecological crisis globally, meaning we're using artificial means to produce so many things that the byproduct of that is starting to affect our environment and our atmosphere and all of those things. And so we're really in a kind of a crisis. So eco-friendly means these things like this are made from natural fibers. They are not synthetic. They're not produced to produce emissions, things of that nature, not using animal skin at all, any of those things. We have a crisis with some of our more valuable species of animals here. So eco-friendly means it is exactly that, friendly to the ecology and the ecological system. There's something called fast fashion. I think your companies like Fashion Nova and things like that, fast fashion means fast production, which means it's synthetic, and synthetics are not lending themselves to our ecology. So eco-friendly.
You throw them out because I call them one square. So you throw them out. They're not biodegradable. They're not doing anything beneficial to the environment. It's just clogging up space, sucking up oxygen, causing bad problems for everybody. So yeah, it's
all of that. And a lot of the clothes are made from recycled materials, things that have been thrown out, but now have been put to use. So that's really what the basis of the eco-friendly show is to kind of echo the eco-friendly movement in fashion right now, and what they also call sustainable fashion.
Of that. So again, if you're in the city or you're near us, I believe that there is a show for any type of style, and it's in Water Tower Place. It's at the Fashion Bar, correct?
Yes, it's on the 3rd floor, Water Tower Place, 838 North Michigan Avenue. You go up to the 3rd floor, and when you get up there, look to your right, you're going to see Adidas, and then you just keep on walking to the back. That's where the Fashion Bar showroom is, and we also have a marketplace there. We have 25 vendors as well. You're going to see. I didn't have the VIP laid out when you came for the designer reveal, but that's because I got to put on a production. So this weekend we're going to have a great VIP section to host our VIPs, and the red carpet. Make sure you get your picture snapped on our red carpet and things like that. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's exciting. And it's great to see the talent that's actually here. A number of our models have gone on to show in New York and in Paris, Milan. A number of our designers have gone on from here to Paris, Milan, and New York and other fashion weeks. So it's great to see.
I love that. So I'm going to put you on the spot. So for those of you who have never been to a fashion show,
right,
I'm going to have Kevin help you as far as what to wear, because there's red carpet, there's VIP, you have the opportunity to enlist yourself into that opportunity. And sometimes people don't know what to wear. Right. So Kevin, what say you? What do they wear?
So, it's interesting that you would ask that question, because I'm a bit old school. So I came up with things like the Ebony Fashion Fair. One of the first fashion shows I ever went to that blended fashion and music was the Ebony Fashion Fair, and Smokey Robinson was the talent. And I thought it was the most incredible thing. Here he is in the middle of the stage singing with all these beautiful women walking and doing their walk down the runway. And I'm like, this is great. So I came up in that era, but here's what I'm going to say. Now, fashion is so across the board. Bell bottoms are back.
Yes.
Baggy jackets, box cut blazers are back. Hoodies are in. There's so many things that are different. Stripes are in. Blending like red and purple is in. So you have your color blocking. So there are a lot of different things. So I would suggest for the red carpet, wear anything that's you, because fashion is what you wear, style is how you wear it. So there is no a designated way or form for you. So whatever is you, be you, but wear it proudly, wear it with confidence, and be ready to hit the camera. Be ready to hit the camera. That's all I say.
Get those boomerangs ready, ladies and gentlemen. It's important that you stunt for the gram as need be and get your tickets ready. So thank you so much, Kevin. What I want to make sure that everybody knows, I'm going to leave you with a parable because y'all know I'm old school also. My grandmother always says, she used to always say, if you have to fidget with the clothes, you should not be wearing them.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter if you feel like it's on trend, it's outside the trend. If you feel like you got to tuck your dress too much, you got to your collar and all that, don't wear that.
Right. We got too much judgment going on as it is.
Yeah.
So you just have to do what you do and be confident in that and be cool with that.
Yeah, and that fidgeting means you're not comfortable in that piece. That look is not a true expression of who you are. So again, like anything in Chicago, we love you as an individual here. And Kevin and I will probably get the opportunity to share our thoughts on a couple of other Chicago natives that have been running rampant in media lately.
Oh my. I'm not gonna say nothing about Yeezus. Did I say Yeezus?
Oh. Sorry, you mean yay? What was
it? Yeah, right. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I got it. Yeah, that's for another show.
Yeah, we'll have to do another show for that. Matter of fact, actually, after we leave this, we might have to go to Facebook Live and have a conversation about this.
I'm all for it. Shout out though. That's my man. I love him.
Yes, always love.
We all go through moments. I've been through some dark times in my life. One of these days, you and I'll talk about that. I've had some really dark moments in my life, but my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, He had mercy on me, just like He had mercy on others. So that's what we got to look for.
Yeah, we have to be kind as much as we can. So again, this is Laura Miller with Sheen Magazine with Kevin Ross of Two Guard Media regarding the Chicago Fashion Week that starts today. You guys can get your tickets now. You can follow Kevin on Instagram. Kevin, what's your Instagram?
At KRoss, KROSS Chicago. And you can also follow at Fashion Bar Chicago. And you can get your tickets at www.fashionbarchicago.com. That's where you can get your tickets for all of the shows. We are not even as expensive as other markets. We try to make it affordable. Tickets start at $30, your VIP, and then it goes up. We have a discount for students. We're trying to make this inclusive. This isn't a money grab. This is an opportunity. It's not a money grab. It's all love, and it's Chicago. That's what we're doing.
And thank you guys to everybody that's aligned to the event for celebrating diversity in the way that they plan to for this particular fashion week, because it is thus far probably the most diverse fashion show I've ever seen as it relates to gender identity, sexuality, multiple different types of swimwear, regular street clothes, business, evening. Like it is legitimately a serious show. So thank you, Kevin, so much for joining us again. I'm Laura Miller Pins on IG and Facebook and Twitter. You may follow us there, and of course follow Sheen Magazine. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Peace.